Yo, it's a lion's war, and the stakes are high. Lord Shadow steps up, he's ready to fly. Questions in the air, they start to rain. Can Lord clear his lane without any strain? How many deaths will Lord give out this war? He gotta maintain. Find the best counter for a defender. Lord Shadow's skill, he's the ultimate contender. The map's laid out, it's a treacherous path, but Lord's got the skills. He's done the math, checking the nodes, planning the attack. He's moving forward, there's no turning back.
Hey everyone, Shadow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So it's season 58, and this is war number 7. And we're going up against an alliance called Infamous. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, Infamous. I like how they did that. Cute. As you can see, we're almost done with the war. I've waited. And we had some internet issues today, so I need to do this before something else happens. And we're going to be fighting Spiral. Okay, this is the node that I take. It's basically Hazard, Shift, Incinerate, Shock. And I don't think Spiral is that difficult to fight as long as you remember not to do the same attack when her dancing blades are up. But I'm not sure who I want to really bring in. I'm thinking Deathless Thanos. He did pretty well. He was pretty beefy before. This is a rank 4 Spiral, so my Deathless Thanos also rank 4. I could have brought in Onslaught or Dazzler. They also work. I think they definitely work for this node. But I think I'm gonna bring in Deathless Thanos, and we'll just see how that goes. Shouldn't be too bad, I'm thinking. I'll bring him in with the Odin synergy. He did very well against future Ant-Man, so we'll see. All right, let's get to the fighting. All right, guys. We're going in with Deathless Thanos and Odin for the pre-fights. Now, I gotta warn you guys. This was embarrassing. Humbling and embarrassing, but educational. So, I know how to fight Spiral. Okay? She's not that difficult of a defender. Okay? Her special one, you know, is pretty easy to evade, or at least partially. Her special 2, I haven't figured that one out yet, but going into this fight, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to bait out her special 1 and dance around the Incinerate and only attack her when she has the shock phase up. Okay? And I remember last time I was using Deathless Thanos, I didn't have to worry about the Incinerate. Now look at this. Look at the damage that I just did to myself. Look at this. What am I doing? I went in, right? And I wasn't paying attention, and then I saw my health leaving. And I was like, whoa, I just lost half my health for no reason. Just hitting into her face. So I'm like, okay, I guess I shouldn't be doing that, okay? And I didn't turn off my recoils because I didn't need them. I didn't need to turn them off before. But look at this, okay? So I'm thinking now, okay, this ain't going the way that I had thought it would, okay? One of the issues that I had is remembering to dance around the Incinerate. See, every time I did that, look at the damage. I'm doing this to myself, you know? I took myself out right there. That was all me. No excuses, no nothing. All right? So I'm just like, oh boy. So now I want to jump back in here because I still have the invulnerability boost up, right? And so I'm just like, okay, let me go ahead and do that. I think I know better now. I need to dance around the incinerate. And I still have to remember that when she has her dancing blades up, not to do the same attack twice. Okay? So I'm thinking that's pretty, straightforward and simple. Okay, you see I checked, make sure I had the boost on still. All right, so this time I'm like, all right, so you can see here, I'm not running in there. Not running in. Okay, waiting it out. And I should hit her block, but I'm just waiting her out. All right, now we can do it, right? So while she's in the shock phase, I'm like, all right, we can get some stuff in. But look at this. Look how long this lasts. Now we're in incinerate phase. Now I gotta wait. Her special lasts so long that it was very difficult for me to wait it out. See, I'm like in the corner now. Okay, got in there, and now I could do this, right? All right, but then she goes, fires a special. Look how long this is lasting. I don't have much time. Look at this. I get one in. All right, now I didn't know this. I didn't know that any of my attacks, even if they were non-contact, would put the incinerate on me. I thought, okay, I'm not actually hitting her, so my special should be fine. Nope, that also put the incinerate on me. And look at what damage that did. So I'm learning. I'm like, wow, this is really annoying. All right, now she's got dancing blades up, but I'm trying to wait out the incinerate. Dancing blades is gonna go too. All right, she caught me there. And then look at this, she's into her special again. That's most of the phase already. Okay, but as you see, this is how I have to do it. That's how I have to fight. What you see me doing right there. Okay, so I'm like, ugh. My problem, especially with fights that go on a little longer, is I lose focus and I stop doing what I know to do. I forget something. Right? See, like right there. Look what damage that did. That's it. One mistake, it was over with. And I knew better than to do the same attack in a row, but I was so eager to get some damage in while the phase was up before she fired her special, where I'd have to wait out a whole nother phase. And I just got too aggressive, ba-bam, got caught. Okay? So I'm now at this point thinking, Deathless Thanos was a mistake. And here's the funny thing. Royal Jack, who gives me really good advice, actually warned not to go in. However, at the time, I was watching YouTube and I was reading the line chat. Okay, so let me tell you what Royal Jack actually said. Okay. I said, I'm fighting Spiral. Who should I use against her, right? Because I'm always asking if it's a new defender. I said Thanos, Chi, Dazzler. Okay? What Royal Jack said was, Thanos against Spiral, please just take Serpent or any buff-heavy champ. At least and then that was one reply. Then the next reply was, at least your suffering will be faster. So he was being facetious and sarcastic. I didn't catch that. I was distracted when I was reading. And so when I read that, I thought Thanos against Spiral would be okay. It's a rank 4, And then I saw a Serpent, who's also a rank 4, or any buff heavy champ. The way that I read that, I missed the sarcasm, and I was thinking Thanos or any, Thanos, Serpent, or any buff heavy champion would be fine. I missed that next part with at least your suffering will be faster. My fault. My bad. Okay? So when I had my after, fight report, I lost 4 attack bonus, I believe, on this. I said, you know what? I won't be using Deathless Thanos on this node against Spiral if I can help it. He did wonderful. If you didn't see it, my last war video, we fought Future Ant-Man. He did an awesome job there. Okay, because it's not that bad when you don't have somebody. Look at that. I did it again. I kept losing focus in this fight because there was so much I had to try to remember. I had to remember not to hit her during the incinerate phase. I had to remember not to do the double attack while she had dancing blades up. And I remember hearing someone mention not to even hit into her block. So I'm not used to playing non-aggressively. I don't do it very well. So having to dance around the node like that, painful. Okay? So, lesson learned. And what I need to do on this node going forward is to go in with someone who I don't have to dance around that node all that much. Okay, so like Dazzler. I did have to dance around the node, but not that much, She did so much damage that if I had brought her into this fight, it would have been better than Deathless Thanos. I would have danced around the node, a little bit. In the incinerate, I would have built up my force charges. And then, fired my special one while she had, the shock up. And then fire that special 2 when she has the shock up next time. And the fight, if it wasn't over, I would only have to do that maybe 2 more times, But I need to do that. I actually think that Onslaught would have been a better opponent for Spiral on this node, because he basically has a reduction in potency for bleed, incinerate, and shock, 150%. So that means every time I'm hitting her or whoever I'm fighting on this node, I'm getting force charges. And I'm not taking any damage. So I would definitely recommend Onslaught instead of Deathless Thanos. And right here, I already knew I was going down. See that? I hit into the block. Did you see the rubble? I got nullified. Okay? And then I knew this, because I can't fully dex that. I can dex the end of it. And I just had, only a little bit of health. So at this point, I'm just sitting here like, I don't believe I did this, But Onslaught, definitely the better go for me personally, because I wouldn't have to dance around the node. I could then, it's one less thing to manage. If you give me too many things to manage, I don't do so well, as you can see. Okay? So trying to remember not to hit in this phase, so I have to keep checking to see, okay, wait, what phase are we in? Okay, now we got to dance around that. Okay, now we can attack. Oh, wait, she has dancing blades up. Okay, we can attack, but we can't do that. And then her dancing blades, her special one, took up so much time for the phase that it just was a lot. I don't doubt that Deathless Thanos can do this fight. Okay? But me personally, Deathless Thanos was not a good choice for me, because I had too many things I needed to manage in this fight with him. If I didn't have to worry about the incinerate phase, because I didn't realize it was going to do that much damage, see how I'm just you know, just parrying. Okay, now I can go in, you know, and, you know, I'm getting my force charges. I just have to play the long game, okay? All right, now see here, bam. Okay, so that was perfect, right? And the more force charges I get up, the better. All right, but see, now I can't do anything. Her dancing blades is up, but I can't do anything. Okay, now. Okay, here. See? Not double, but then she fires that off again. So I get like one attack in. See? I was trying to be a little bit more aggressive here. Okay. I got 2 attacks in that time. Okay, now here is fine because it's an incinerate, so I don't really care. Okay, just waiting it out. But see, now I got no furies. So, look at that. Got caught again. Now, one thing that also I had in my mind was Thanos' rotation. I wanted to try to build up the furies. You know how you normally would play Thanos. You know, build up those furies and then, you know, build up to a special 2. His normal play style and rotation, I wasn't really able to do here, and I couldn't adjust, okay? So I was like, I don't believe I made this big of a blunder, you know? I did not want to deal with that special 2 there, okay? So look at that, boom. At least I got 1 hit in, okay? Before the phase ended. And I mean, this is it. This is what you got to do. Now, I fired the special 3, so I have that nice corrosion on, right? Just look at this. You know, like I said, he could have done it, but it would have been a long fight, and that's what Royal Jat was saying. It would be a long fight, and Onslaught would have just been much better, since I wouldn't have to dance around the node like this. And see, I can't be all that aggressive. Okay, 2%. And I have 26% of my health left. Now 23, we got done. Whew. That was an awful fight, and it was my fault. But, lesson learned, okay? At this point, we are almost done with the war, and we're doing pretty well. I don't know if they're ahead of us or not. Can't really tell at this point, all right? But we'll be back in a moment, and you'll find out just how this war ended. And we're back, and as you can see, we won this war despite my pitiful, awful performance. I noticed that they did not get 100% exploration, and what that tells me is that someone went in with really the wrong counter, somebody that just really could not get that down, and or at least not very easily. And they may have seen that the war was already lost and told them don't even bother getting it down. You know, like if they already lost all of the attack bonus and all that. But I'm just guessing. I don't know. All right, let's see. All right. Yep. I didn't get MVP this time, which I'm not surprised. Shout out to our MVPs. Y'all did your thing. All right. But that is going to do it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Give me a subscription if you haven't already subscribed to me. It helps out. Laugh with me at my performance, because that was sad. That was really sad. Anyway, take care, and you all have a blessed day.
Lord's moves are slick, dexterity more heavily, he dodged quick. Class champ, Lord the master of the game, cosmic science, skill tech mute I claim. Arena and chill grind, that's how he roll. No stress, no drama, just on patrol. In the fight, he's swift, his tactics be tight. LordShaedow's in the arena, ready to ignite.